It's okay, Doc. I should get a different pair of hands. Okay, let's do our. Well, let's do a little breathing first. Okay. So you can put your hands right here, right by your ribs, and just inhale, just fill up the body. The abdomen, fill up the chest, the upper cavity, all the way to the back ribs, and to the shoulder blades, and just let it go. So put my hand to see if I can get my ribs to rise, to expand. Again, let's just also work on the chin to lift the head up. And then relax. One more time. Filling the entire body, front, back, and side. Keep the shoulders down, so we're not hunching, we're keeping the shoulders down. And exhale. Good, all right. So we'll go ahead and work on our warm-up stretch. Now, always remember to keep the chin in, lifting the head up. You put your back here, so we have a nice neutral spine, so we're not tucking under and we're not sticking out. All right, so as best as you can, lift, pull the chin in. Ready? So here we go. Inhale up. And then exhale down. I do want to show you here as I come up. My shoulder blades don't like poke straight up. They kind of rotate out like that. They kind of go, my shoulder blades are going like that. So that's natural shoulder blade movement. Exhale down. So see if you get that feel. That your shoulder blades rotate out. And exhale down. Inhale out, get that full breath. And exhale down. I'm thinking the black surface is not working today because of my clothing choice. So I'm going to get rid of it. All right. Then let's try opening the body. Take your hands at the edge and just kind of see if you can create that little bit of crease right here between the leg and the hip bone or the pelvis. Pull the chin in. Sit back a little bit. Be ready. Inhale. Turn the pelvis. Exhale. And stretch open. And then look. Push the heel of the palm out. Stand the fingers up. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Okay. Then that's back together. Okay, so for this next one, remember that the hands are going to go, the thumb's going to go down this way and this thumb's going to turn in. So that both thumbs point toward the middle of the body. So if I go inhale up, palm up, thumb in the middle of the body, this palm down, but thumb in the middle of the body, and I reach. Get that nice long breath. Exhale down, inhale up. Filling the body with air. And then we're going to exhale out. Good. Let's make a firm fist, but try to relax the shoulders. So the fist can be firm, but the shoulders can be relaxed. Okay. And let's relax. And then inhale and exhale. Inhale. Or you can make a well shape. It doesn't have to be a desk grip. Inhale. Exhale. See if you can reach the knuckles to the wall. And exhale. All right. Okay. You can pinch the shoulder base just a little bit to open that up, open your posture up, and relax. Okay, let's go on up and down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's work a little bit of wrist help. So I'm going to push. Okay. Okay, let's just do it this way. Push down, up, and down. So I'm stretching these muscles here and strengthening these muscles here. Come on up one more time. Down. And we'll do it the other way. Okay, let's work on the grip. So strengthen these muscles and stretch these muscles. Keep the chin in. And you can get a nice stretch. All right. And let's just work a little bit of our swing. So I think it's one of Howard's favorite moves is the swing. So let's just kind of, and before we swing, let's get a little bit of this idea first. A lot of times we let the arms take over, right? So let's just start with this hand here. This is just like kind of a prep, and then just let it drop, right? So I just want to be able just to not have any tension in the arm, right? And then so I'm holding them, and I'm just going to let them drop. Just let them drop. Okay. And we're going to try just, well, I want to get away, just making my arms do this one. But this kind of, so the arms are just really relaxed, and you're just turning the hip. And the hip is making the swing, right? You can make it a little wider, and you can see if you can get the hands to just swing when you swing the hip. Okay, so I'm going to use my hip. I'm going to use my hip. Okay. Just try to see if you can get them nice and relaxed. Just let it drop, nice and relaxed. Nice and relaxed, okay? And then nice and relaxed, nice and relaxed. Here's Howard again. There he is, there's Howard. We lost you, Howard. All right, and then let's see if we can just get them nice and relaxed as we just turn. You could turn the feet too to help you turn the hip. Okay, take the tension out of the arms. Now, right now, we're just kind of having a little bit like a noodle arm, okay? That's going to change, but right now, I want to take the tension out of my shoulders, keep the head up, pull the chin in. We might do a little bit of neck release too. Turn. They are drilling, what do you call it, a ventilation hose for the roof. Here. Just nice and relaxed. Okay, and you can just open it up too. Just taking it easy because you want to make sure knee, hip are work together. Hold the core in, so let's not slump. Keep up. Keep the body up, that is. Okay, good. All right. And then let's do another little bit of shoulder relax, loosening, and then we'll work on some other stuff here. So ready, so we're just gonna come on up and then relax down, okay? Up. So just like what we did with the arms, but this time we're gonna let the body, you don't need to drop deep, right? You just feel the body just drop. And I'm not pushing my knees forward. I'm just imagine sitting down. Okay, say the chair is just like right there, not very far, and you just sit down on the chair. Okay, don't need to push the arms down, like you hold them up and then let them drop. Okay, so we're not adding anything to the arms. We're just, well, we add a little bit just to lift them, but then we just let it go. Okay, let's combine the swing with the drop. Okay, so we're trying to figure a way to make this easier to show. So let's just say I'm going to come up, I'm going to show you this side. Okay, and I drop, and I just show you one side. And then I'm going to show you the other side, and I drop. And I show you one side, and I drop. I show you the other side, drop. Show you one side, I drop. I show you the other side, I drop. Okay. And you can make it a big circle. Okay. They could change the direction of the circle, so I was going this way, right? So I can try. This is the thing, I can never figure this out. Okay. So I could try changing the direction. It's like you decide which shoulder is going to lead. I'm going to lead with this shoulder. It looks the same, but it has a different feel. Okay, good. Let's just relax. Let's pull the chin in. Okay. Now, for you guys who do like some neck stretch and stuff like that, I have like a really, I don't know if it's opinion, but I have a very strong belief that with your neck, you should never like go like this and like rest your neck on your cervical vertebrae there, because you're just squeezing the discs and they want to pop out the other way. But what we could do is just kind of hold the chin in and then just let it drop, gently, not pushing, then pull the chin in and straighten up. So you're kind of doing a little bit something like this. But I'm not sticking my neck forward. I'm just trying to just drop. Okay, just nice and easy. Inhale. And I'm gently turning over, looking one shoulder. Inhale, exhale, turn, look over the other shoulder. Okay, so exhale, and then inhale to the center. And then exhale, look to the other shoulder. All right. You can look down and then look straight ahead. The reason I tell you this is because I did something to my neck when I was in law school, and I did something like that, and I heard a click, and it was like that was it, and I couldn't like move my neck. So I'm like really very specific about not doing these neck circles and stuff like that. Okay. Anyway, so let's do a little bit of our Tai Chi movement. So let's work on the first movement, and then with the first couple of movements, and then we'll work on how we can do it on both sides, and we'll look at some of our basic movements. We'll try a little bit of form. I want to be able to satisfy everybody. I know Howard knows the form, so we want to make sure he continues on perfecting his Tai Chi form. But let's go with the first move. The first move is like the most important because that sets you up to do the form correctly. All right, so see if you could double check yourself. So good posture, so a slight little natural curve in the spine inward. Okay, holding the body up. Now we don't have this type of posture, so we have a little bit, this is a natural curve. So we want to try to find what our natural curve is. Pull the chin in, lift the back of the head up. Okay. Get that breath going. Hands relax. Hands to the side of the thigh. Okay. Now, if you want to shake your neck some more, that's fine. Shoulders hanging down and relaxed. I'm not pushing the shoulders down. Okay. I keep my head up. That opens the chest. Okay. The knees are soft. Okay. So we're going to relax. And as I bring my hands up, I can feel the weight of the body start settling onto my feet. Now feel the weight of your body being distributed on the balls of your feet and your heel. Shoulders relax. So don't feel like you have to hold your arms up. Your arms are resting on your torso. Your torso is resting on your hips resting on your legs, the legs resting on the feet. And so I'm here, I'm mentally extending. I'm not reaching, but I'm mentally extending out my energy, if you want to call it that. It's trying to reach the other part of the room. And then I'm going to let the elbows soften and feel the weight of the arm ride down the body. And as I ride down the body, it's almost like I feel more weight pressing down into my feet. Okay, so let's try again. I have a little bit of intention. So this is where we take the spaghetti noodleness out of the arms by having a little bit of like this gentle reaching to the other side of the room. Okay. And then we're going to have a gentle like pulling something with the weight of the body down. Okay, here we are at the bottom here. And I'm using the weight of my arms, the weight of my body to hold 2 balloons into water. So I'm not pushing with my arms. I just relax my body down. So I'm using the weight of my body. I'm resting on my feet. The balls of my feet are engaged. You can hear the hammering on the roof, right? Okay, so we're going to try both sides with this. So you don't have to worry if left or right. We're going to do both sides.
Bob?
Yes.
Can that chair be moved a little that way?
Oh, this one here?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's
Kind of about best as we could do. We're over here, don't worry. All right. Okay, so we do both sides. So we're going to bend the knees. Well, sit with the hip. Don't think of bending the knees forward. Just sit down with the hip. Feel your butt sit back a little bit. And then we'll go to one side. We pivot to one side. We're going to try both sides. Okay. Feel the strength in this leg and feel the strength in both legs. Okay, so I'm not falling forward. See, I'm falling forward. Try to be balanced. Let's come back. Ready? And let's go 1. And we're going to try the other side. Okay. Feel the strength in both legs. And come on back. We might have a shortened class. These guys are really going at it now. Okay. One side. And as I come back, notice how I come back, nice and smooth. And then the other side. Okay, so one side, balance, the weight is balanced right between the body. Come back. Okay, let's add a second move to this. Okay, so let's come back. We're going to add a second move. So go one side, body in the middle. Keep the body in the middle, so don't lean forward. Keep the body in the middle. So it requires a little bit of strength in the standing leg, and then step out like a little bit less than 90 degrees. Some steps, it looks like this. And let's come back to the center. So I'm going to go back one side, then step out that way. Okay, come back. And we can make this a nice flow. Come back. That's pretty cool. It's pretty different with the roofers here. We might have a shortened class today. Come back. No, and when I come back, just don't just come back. Just when you come back, make it nice and smooth. Right, so make it continue. So we're just kind of working this very smooth movement. Okay. Shoulders hanging down. So this is this exercise. We were doing this. So now it's like your shoulders just finish. They step into place and come back. Okay, and come back like you did at the beginning. Okay, 1, 2. And when we come back, make it nice and smooth like the beginning. Okay, 1, 2. Okay, we'll come back. We'll do a couple more, then we'll add one more. So here's something coming here, then something coming there. Then come back to the center. Let's add one more to this then. Okay, again, doesn't matter which side you do. 1, because we're going to do both sides. 2, and then we're going to step. I stepped out, I'm going to step. And then we'll do our little push. Okay. So we have guys on this half of the roof and guys in the back. We'll have to escape the house later today. Nice and relaxed. So we did that relaxing of the arm, right? So the arm muscles are still soft, but now we give them a little of intention. And then feel the movement with the hips. So the hips are kind of going like in a circle. So the hips are kind of following the hand. Feel the thigh muscles, the hamstring muscles, and the glute. And just go nice and slow. So you really want to take the time to feel how all the muscles are working. And feel your feet. What are your toes doing? Like, what are the balls of your feet doing? How's the weight being transferred from heel to ball of foot? Okay. What is your knee going on with your knee? Let me show you here with the knee. Okay. So is my knee tilting away? You know, is my knee like tilting away, or is it going straight? Because that's how your knee would like to go. It's straight. And how can you get your knee, if your knee's tilting, how can you get your knee to be aligned? Okay. So that has to do with the balls of your feet, and the heel, trying to create that arch in your foot. Okay. If you push down on the balls of your feet, they're called the metatarsal, you can help create that arch in your foot. And that will help you with knee and hip problems by having a good arch in your foot. Okay. Now, if you have knee problems and hip problems now, maybe having a better arch would help you. Okay, so I'm going 1, 2. Okay. So let's go back to the beginning. So we'll go back to the beginning. We can do the cross hand, or do the other side. Right. So remember, we worked on 2 sides. 1, 2. Right. Let's step up and we'll push the other way. Yeah, notice what's going on with your feet. This is the most important thing I can really actually tell you. Right. So in the beginning, in terms of like what Tai Chi training can be about. Is how do you strengthen the body in a way that's gentle and actually does work with the body? How do you figure out how to move your joints, right? How can you fix your posture? Okay. Okay, on the push, I don't bring my arms all the way back here and push. I just let him come in. I can bend the elbows and let the arms just sink here. So I feel this work in the elbow joints, nice and soft. So I keep the forearm in line with my back. Okay, I don't push my forearm way behind my back. I keep the forearm in line with the back. Okay. So the Tai Chi form is very kind of works with what your alignment is. Work nice and easy. I'm going to pull. Imagine holding something into water, like a balloon into water, and then you push it out. Okay. What's going on with the front knee? Okay. What's going on with the hip joint here? We'll do some silk reeling too. Nice and easy. Okay, let's go back to the middle. Open up. We can bring the feet under so we can practice this parts of the form this way. Okay. So let's just try stepping out. We just step out with a push. Come out to single whip. Again, either side is fine, because we're going to do both sides, right? And then we're going to do the cloud hand. Now the cloud hands, again, we're going to work with the hip joint. Okay, working with the hip. So feel that winding into the hip. And then wind out of the hip. Okay, and I'm going to keep my feet the same. I'm not going to step. I just want to learn how to do this with my hip joint. Have the hands follow my hip joint, working with the balls of my feet and the heel to keep that arch in my foot. Keeping my chin in, back of the neck long. Keep breathing. Okay, as I move the hip joint, see how that changes the weight distribution in the leg. Okay. Right now, we're just strengthening our stability in terms of our footwork. Let's add a little bit of strength to it by pushing on the leg into the ground. Soften the hand. Feel the hand engage with the body. Okay. So I want to show you, like, I don't want to work it like where it's like just the hands by themselves, right? And I'm going to go ahead. We'll go ahead and do the step. I want to kind of challenge you by just helping you work on your balance. Here, down, 1. This is not in the form, by the way. 2, like picking my knee up and supporting myself. Okay, I can put it back now. I'm going to go the other way now. So we can use the Tai Chi as a way to develop all the skills. Okay, pick the knee up. I step down. And the form is a lot. You don't really pick the knee up like this. Pick the knee up, step out, step down. Okay, pick the knee up, step down. Okay, so turn with the hip. Okay, when this is like rooted into the ground, I'll pick the knee up. Nice and easy. Or you pick up as high as, as you're comfortable. Okay, so there's a balance issue, right? Just pick up as high as comfortable. and then step down. So you notice how you transfer the weight. 1, 2, so you pick the knee up as you step. 2. Okay. I want you guys to, no, we always want to work on the balance. Always want to work on your balance and your leg strength. And then come back to the center. Nice and soft. Okay. And see what all that work with picking the knee up, how that changes just the being in place practice. All right, very good. Shoulders relaxed. Elbows down. So I really want you guys to get away from this idea of the cloud head. Right? I really want you guys to get that sense that the body moves the hand. Okay. There'll be a time where you might want to make it more, fluid and relaxed. But right now, I want you to get that connection. Body moves the hand. Great. Okay, let's inhale. All right. Let's do from here. So let's do like our beginning opening move, and we'll work into brush knee. And we'll try to put it all together. I think it's probably pretty useful just to do like 1, 3 moves or 4 moves for Zoom class, because Zoom is a certain type of platform. And it's not just super good for certain things, but you can it's one way, it's a good way also just to focus on some important aspects of the touch. I'm going to adjust the angle of the camera. It's actually the angle of my computer. All right, so I'm be more centered in the camera. Okay, so let's work with a little bit of the form here. Just relax again. Okay, when I come up, I don't stick my arms out to the side. My elbows are fairly facing the floor. Pull the chin in. This will help. If you pull the chin in, it helps you correct a lot of different misalignments with the neck. And not too wide out and not too narrow, just in line with the shoulders. Let's go to our beginning, go this way, just pick a side. Okay. We just do with the step. We do a push. Okay. So we'll make this simple. As we do the push, put one hand down and one hand forward. Okay. So just kind of let me show you this way. One hand down, one hand forward. Okay. And we're going to change this a little bit with the hip. Okay. I'll point this way. So my beard leg is the front leg, the bare arm is the front arm, the covered side is the back. And we'll reverse that. Okay, so we had the push. Now we're going to soften it and do a little turn. Soften it, do a little turn to the outside and turn back to the inside. Okay, relax the elbows. So remember, the lower body does the movement. The hands follow along. So I'm going to do my brush knee now. So it's kind of like the same thing as the push if you think about it. Instead of pushing both hands forward, one pushes down and one pushes forward. Okay, if you think about one pushes forward and one pulls back. I'm going to turn my hip into the move. I can let my back foot turn into the move too. Maybe I should wear like black socks. create more contrast. Relax, relax here. Okay, we're going to try just pivoting 180 degrees or whatever, and try the other side. Okay, so I'm going to make it more of the way it is. Both feet flat on the ground. Okay, so I'm not doing this. Both feet flat on it. I'm going to wear these flip flops, so you can at least have a little distinction in my feet. All right. I guess when the summer comes, I will do Tai Chi in my flip flop. So nice and relaxed. Feel the weight of the arm. See how like almost in my arm almost falls over. Just taking the tension. I'm just learning how to reduce tension. Okay. And I'm taking tension, but I still have control. Keep breathing, good alignment. Turn the hip. Turn my hip in with my hand. I mean, when my hip turns, my hand goes. Okay. See, get the little strength in the back leg. Speaking of the back leg, just likewise, if my toes face this way, I want my knee to go the same way. So if I want to go forward, I should have my foot slightly ahead, and I'm using my hip. Okay, I'm not using my knee. I'm using my hip as the rotation point. So my knee can stay with its foot. Okay, so because the hip can do this, the knee can't like do that independently. It's really hard for the knee to do that independently. And if it does that independently, you'll see the knee doctor. Okay. Really getting it. So I'm not sticking my butt back. I'm just kind of sitting in down. Okay. So let's step forward with this. I'll just show you a way to step forward. So here I am, and the hip joint. I'm going to step forward, and I'm going to pivot in the hip joint. So it's like I ground my foot by opening the hip. So I'm not like leaving my knee and showing my foot out. I have to turn my whole leg in the hip joint and settle that weight into that leg. And I could peel off the back leg and take my time, feel that strength in the standing leg and step out. And then it's like, then I kind of drill into the front foot. Okay, and I'm gonna go again. Now there's a tendency to do this with the knee. So try to keep the knee, okay, and you can prevent that by really focusing on your arch, focusing on the metatarsals, the balls of the feet. Pushing down on the balls of the feet will help you keep your arch on. Also, the other thing people do, you hike up the hip and bring it back. So try to keep everything the same height. Okay. And we can work on a little bit of this stepping, because the stepping is actually very good for your hip health. Okay, and you can do it a couple of ways. I'm showing you the traditional way, the old school way, which is you come in, and then you keep the weight on this foot as you open up the hip. Okay, then transfer the weight and step in, and then push through. That's a traditional way. That's the old school way. That's how they used to teach it. I'll show you what the new school way is. Okay, there's some variations. Okay, and here I'm opening here. So I'm not turning the hip like this. I'm turning the leg in the hip socket. Okay, there's a difference. Okay. All right, let me show you at least the other ways they do this. This is for your education. So you have your brush knee. And you could try both ways, whichever you like. One way they do it is this way. They've done their brush knee, and then they'll unweight the leg and turn the leg out, and then weight the leg again and step in. Okay. So that's one way some people have done it. And you could experiment which way you like. I think the one thing about that way, the second way where they unweighted it, okay, so you have all your weight here and your leg muscles are working, your hip muscles are engaged, right? Everything's holding up. And then you take it off and then put it back on. And so you don't get that, you don't get the strength of how to rotate that hip. Like you don't activate those muscles to rotate that hip under pressure, right? So those muscles don't get to like really activate if you do it that way. You know, in terms of, I don't know, martial arts or whatever, I assume there's a reason too for that. But right now I'm just kind of thinking about how am I going to work these hip muscles so they be nice and healthy. When I need them to be, you know, I mean, I need my hip muscles to do all kinds of movements in daily life. Like, because I really can push down, everything is working here. Okay. And I go again. And I go again. So I'm using it, rotating it in the socket here, strengthening these muscles and down. Okay. All right. So if we go forward, there's also a backward. Let's practice the backward. Okay, so just you can forget the hands if you like, or if you know the hands, like Howard, I know you know the hands, so you can do the hands, right? If you guys know how to do the hands. But the backwards motion, so let's try the backwards one. Okay, so when we go backwards, I don't stick my hip back right here like this. This is one. Okay, and we're going to try. Okay, so if you want to change this, just pick your knee up and pivot and place it down. Okay, so this foot is kind of angled, so I'm going to turn it. Okay, all right, so just a couple ways you could think about this. You could think of taking the back. Okay, so let's just practice. Take the back foot, rotate it so it faces straight, then pick up the front foot. Okay, and push it back, and then it can be out like a 45 or 30, and the front foot straight already. There's a couple ways you could look at this. You could think of turning first, pick up, step back, and push off. Okay. I'd actually turn first, pick up, step back, push off. I push off the front into the back. And then I could go forward again, forward, driving the leg into the ground, step up. Moving the hips forward, drive the front leg into the ground without lifting the body up, step up. Now, if you need a rest, go ahead and take a rest. Okay. This can be kind of an intense practice. Okay. Let's practice how to move backwards. Okay, so the back hand, that's the back hip. The front hand, the forward foot. Okay, so let's just drive. I think I like it. This is the way I'm used to. I step back and I take the front foot and I drill it straight to the direction I'm going. One, pull, up, step, find a place. Notice how this leg is out, and I'm going to turn it back into the direction. Okay. Notice that my feet don't cross the center line. My feet. So if my, okay, so here's my hips. I have one foot here, turn my hip. That's it. So it's not this. Okay. So watch when I step back. One, I place, turn my hip. Okay. 1, just place, turn the hip. Step, place, turn the hip. It should be the same going forward. Forward. 1, step, turn the hip. Okay, I'm going to turn the hip to move forward now. 1, step, turn the hip. Okay, pivot. 1. Okay, let's go backwards. And as you get used to it, like I'm really deconstructing this for you guys, but as you get used to it, then you just kind of blend it all together. Okay. And from here, you can go forward. Okay. Forward, and we're working with turning the hip, turning the head of the leg, the head of the femur, in the hip socket, the acetabulum. That's what its anatomical name is. Okay, then we can step up, and then we can do our cloud hand. So you could, it could be something like you could do like a little T, right? Forward, backwards, then across with cloud hand. You could train your one leg strength. Like pull your leg up, step it out, do a cloud hand, pull the other leg up, step it down, okay, step it out, up, 1, step it down, 2, and then go the other way. Using the hip, feeling how the hip works. Good posture. Okay, good. All right, relax, inhale, exhale. Let's try a little bit of the traditional form. See, hopefully this will work. Let me see if I can change the camera angle again. All right. I think this might work. All right. Now, again, if you know, I know, I granted the angle is not good, or we're not in person, so don't worry about if it's right or wrong, or you're facing the wrong direction. The thing I really want you guys to think about, especially in the Zoom classes, because you could take the opportunity of the Zoom classes to be more like a way to focus on. Someone called it the ABC: alignment, breathing, and the C would be control. And always like not flapping your arms around, right? So nice, even, smooth, soft control. ABC: alignment, breathing, control. I didn't make that up. I stole that concept from this guy, Eric Wong, who's not a Kung Fu guy. He's a kinesiologist. Okay. All right, ready? So let's just get out of the slumpy posture. Okay. You put your hand on your low back. So is your tail tucked under, or is it too excessive, your tail tucked out? See if you can find a little bit of where neutral might be. Okay. If you engage your core, pull the chin in, lift up if you can. You know, we just kind of wake these muscles up, wake up the posture muscle. Okay. So ready? And we'll do a few of the moves. And begin. So we do the opening move. Chin in. Keep the chin in, and notice how that changes how the body feels when you do the movement. Okay. Notice your alignment. Okay. Now the moves that you do are neither right nor wrong. They just, you can look at them as they're comfortable or uncomfortable, right? Or they're aligned or misaligned. Okay, there are no right or wrong moves. They're just moves that that have to follow, you know. They just have to be aligned. And not don't worry if you face the wrong direction or you got the wrong hand forward. Just focus on paying attention to your body. We go slow, is why we do that. Okay, so this is the grass sparrow's tail. And if you don't know the exact move, you know, you can make anything up, but just follow the principles. Slow, relaxed, properly aligned movement, using the hip joint, making sure the balls of your feet are engaged with the floor so you can keep that arch in your foot. Here's our single whip. Okay. Now we're good to do cloud hand. Okay. So for you guys who know the form, feel free to mix up the sequence, right? And for you guys who don't know the form by heart, don't worry about the sequence. Okay. Just focus on properly aligned movement. No tension. Okay. Let me just double check I have room here to go. Okay. Now let's work on using our balance, our hip, stepping up, stepping up, stepping up, up. Okay, so let's go single whip. From here, we'll just make it easy. Just come back. We'll do our brush knee. And then we'll work on stepping forward. Remember, the hip is grounding into the floor. Okay, the foot follows. Let me look back, make sure I'm in the camera. Okay, I'm going to do one more forward. And then I'm going to go backwards. I just switch, I don't move my feet down, I just switch my hands. And I work on my backwards movement. I can pull my knee up. Now, when I pull my knee up, I want my hip right over my foot. Okay, over my standing foot, that is. So I'm not having I'm going to put my hip right over my foot. Okay. So strengthening the iliopsoas, strengthening the hip flexor. Softening the body. Okay, let's go forward a little bit. We just work a little bit of the needle at the bottom of the seat. So I can sit and use the hinge of the hip. I unhinge, come out. Okay, and I can do another brush knee. Another brush knee. And I'm going to do another knee bottom seat, but this time on the other side. I can balance the body out. Come up, you can do brush knee. Now I'm just going to face you here with the crossed hand, because I want to work on this move. We hardly ever use this move. And we just, again, don't worry about which side. And just turn. Just think of it like as a kind of a reverse cloud hand. One. And I'm shifting. Elbows down, shoulders down, so don't keep the elbows down. 1, 2. Open the hands and do this 2. has a different flavor. Open the hand. You can really open it up and out. Open it up and out. Okay, open it up and out. Okay, and we just go here, one. You notice everything is all the same in Tai Chi, right? I'll explain that. Okay, just keep the body straight. Remember your ABCs. Okay, very good. I'm gonna end class because those guys will be working on the roof some more. Okay, so hopefully that was good. So look at these as individual exercises and then link them. And you link them by just being very, just taking your time and trying to find where they flow into each other. And if you know, and take your time. We're working on strengthening the body. Okay, so like during the pandemic, and I don't know about you guys, like, and well, now it's getting summertime, you get to move out more. But if you've been sitting around a lot, I'll just give you the reasoning for some of the exercises here. Okay, if you've been sitting around a lot, and all you've been doing buying stuff on Amazon, I'm just kidding. I don't know if you guys do, but you're doing like this, right? I don't know, on the computer. Okay, so all of a sudden this gets shortened. So we need to lift that up and stretch this out, right? And if you've been sitting around a lot, this muscle that pulls the knee up, well, it's not getting any exercise. So this muscle, what happens? It gets weak. Okay, so muscle gets weak, and now it actually can get short too. So if you've been sitting around a lot, you've not been picking up your knee a lot. So a lot of these exercises help with that strength to pick up your knee. Okay, what happens to some people, they can't pick up their knee, and so what they do sometimes have some type of compensation, but they'll try to bring their body to their knee. So wherever you are in your hip flexor strength, just keep your body upright, and pick up your knee. And so that's kind of, so I don't know if you guys at home a lot, but that's what happens, especially with the thing with the back, with the low back, because everybody slouches, I slouch, especially, you watch TV, you slouch. And then this takes out the natural lordotic curve out of your low back. So then we kind of start losing. And so what happens, this comes like this, and then our neck goes like this, so we can look forward, so we're compensating. Okay, so we got to, strengthen the low back extensors without crunching the discs, right? And then we also got to strengthen the abs. You got to strengthen all this to hold your spine up. Okay, and then of course we have all this going on, so we kind of have, so the clown hands is really good to open up the chest too. And of course, if we're sitting around a lot, we're not like moving our hips forward. We're just sitting here like this. All right. Anyway, I know you guys are pretty healthy, so but this is kind of why I've been doing this. Okay. All right. So enough of the quick lecture. Okay. So anyway, stay healthy, keep moving. ABC, alignment, breathing control. All right. Thank you very much. I appreciate you joining me.
Thank you, Bob.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, guys, you have a great day. I will see you hopefully next week, and hopefully the roof will be done and we won't have the guys here. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. See you, Howard.